I got a phone call at home from an IT recruiter. This wasn't unusual. I had interacted with countless recruitment agencies in my city. But this call was different. It was from an in-house recruiter at a tech company known for its stellar reputation and solid technology. They were a true unicorn before that term became a buzzword. The conversation went something like this. Hi, this is recruiter with CoolTechCompany. How are you today? Doing well, thanks. What can I do for you? I'm calling because Lynne gave me a copy of your resume and suggested I reach out about an open position. A standard HR call followed, where I learned they were looking for a lead Windows sysadmin for their internal IT department. This confused me. Lynne was my lead, albeit indirectly. She had sent my resume to a recruiter without my knowledge or permission. I needed to find out more. So, I called Lynne. She had just interviewed at CoolTechCompany and didn't get the job. During the rejection call, she told the recruiter, "That's too bad, but I know someone else you need to talk to. Blamdorf is better at this stuff than me, and I think he'd love working at CoolTechCompany." She sent over my resume, which she had from when she referred me for an internal position at our telco. When I asked why she did that, she simply said, "You have to trust me on this one, I can't say more." I had a phone interview with the hiring manager at CoolTechCompany. We hit it off, and he invited me for the full interview with the sysadmin team. Around this time, I received a meeting request from Jim, the IT architect who had previously tried to fire me. During the meeting, Jim informed me that Telco decided to insource all contract sysadmins and bring them on as direct employees. He handed me an offer letter, and I opened it to find a 20% pay cut from my contractor salary. Sure, there was a slight bump in benefits, but it was clear this was a pay hit. Jim also made it clear that this was a take-it-or-leave-it offer, and I would be reporting directly to him. Either of those factors would have been a deal-breaker, but I kept quiet, knowing his history. I caught up with Lynne afterward. She took one look at my face and said, "This is why I told you to trust me." I could have kissed her. A few weeks later, I went for the full interview at CoolTechCompany, which resulted in an offer that was a no-brainer to accept, even without the pay cut. I received the offer just before the insourcing was set to take effect. The next day, I walked into Lynne's cube and told her I got the job. Her face lit up with delight. "You have to let me be there when you tell Jim," she insisted. We walked over to his office together, and I broke the news. Jim looked floored and, as usual, went into argument mode. All the other sysadmins took the job, true, but 2 quit within 2 months because they didn't have the head start I did. "You're making a big mistake, and why would that be? Do you think that little company is going to last?" They did. The problem was that due to the planned insourcing, there was no way to continue paying me past the end of that week, as Telco's contract with the outsourcer was expiring. Enter Marie, Jim's boss, with whom I had a great relationship. I felt bad about leaving her in a bind, as IT operations at corporate HQ was her responsibility. My backup had quit a month earlier for unrelated reasons, so I was leaving her with no email server support and only a day to figure out continuity. Marie called me into her office after Jim had left for the day. I explained that I was already in the interview process when Jim made his offer. The pay cut made it a no-brainer to continue my job search. Marie looked stunned and said, "Pay cut? You all were supposed to be kept at parity." Later, I learned from Lynne that Jim hadn't relayed that instruction to HR when they prepared the offer letters. They set the offers at what they deemed market rate, which resulted in a substantial pay hit. I never found out if he did that on purpose, but given his past complaints about our salaries, I wouldn't be surprised. Despite Marie upping the offer to match my current pay and promising I'd report to her instead of Jim, I still declined. My new job offered much more long-term opportunity. I accepted the job at Telco just long enough to work out my notice period. HR was very confused during my exit interview when they realized I had only been with the company for 9 working days. Incidentally, I ended up staying at CoolTechCompany for over 8 years. It was the best career move I ever made. My only regret was not being able to get Lynne a job there. On the bright side, Marie stepped in and stripped Jim of all supervisory responsibilities over the sysadmins, relegating him to a strict technical role. He lasted only a few months after that before leaving for a much smaller company.